In the Facial Pro box, you will receive 2 packs of the gauze for the cleansing element of the facial, a syringe and a pot of the HA, hyaluronic acid and vitamin C serum, your device with its detachable clasp, a quick use guide sheet, and then a full instruction manual, and also your lead to charge it. Hi everybody, so today I'm going to be talking you through the 2 devices, the treatments at home. So we've got the Facial Pro, and in the Facial Pro you have 5 different settings. You've got the clean setting, you've got the moisturise, you've got the muscle stimulation, and you've also got radio frequency and a cool setting. So I'm going to quickly demo now the different settings and how to use your product. So I tend to cleanse my face properly first, and then you're going to take one of the pads that come in your kit and douse it in something like a micellar water. I'm using the Illumia Bright and Clear. You can use any kind of liquid cleanser that you might have if you are not one of my skincare patients. So you douse the pad, you hold your finger on the on button and it kicks into life. And all you do is hold it on your face and just do a gentle sweeping motion on the face. You'll feel the heat coming through, so don't panic, that's quite normal. So you do this and you'll notice that the setting changes slightly, and that's just intensifying the cleansing ultrasonic. Always try and work upwards on the face, just so that you're not stretching the skin in the opposite direction to how we want it to be. I tend to do about 1 to 2 circuits of each area. Just gently working around. You can also do the neck. Don't be afraid to put a little bit of pressure on as well. My skin is quite reactive, so it goes pink quite easily, so don't panic. If you suffer with certain areas of congestion, like around your nose, on your chin, on your forehead, then make sure you sort of spend a good amount of time in those areas. You also have levels on this. So when the program is in swing, you can actually press the level button and increase the intensity. Once that stage is done, you would just pop off the little head, take away your pad, and that was on a cleansed skin. So the next phase we're going to come on to is the moisturise. Now you can actually switch these two up. There's moisturise and there's EMS, electronic muscle stimulation. So if you wanted, you could do your electronic muscle stimulation first, followed by your moisturise. You're going to use moisturising serum for this. I'm using the Ultimate Boost, but you will also get a pot from me of ultrasound gel. Now this doesn't have any beneficial properties to the skin, but it helps with glide and it helps with penetration of the radio frequency and the EMS. So if you prefer, you can use the ultrasound gel. But obviously use, when you're using the ultrasound gel, because you need to remove this product, use these settings first before you're going to use products that you want to stay on your skin. So I'm now getting ready for the EMS section and I'm going to use the ultrasound gel. So all I'm doing is taking a damp cotton pad, should I say, and popping some of the product over my skin. You don't need a really, really thick layer, but you do need enough for the machine to be able to glide over your face. It's quite cool, is this, so be prepared for it to be quite cold. Like I said, this doesn't penetrate the skin, so this is something that needs to be removed post the EMS and the RF radio frequency. So I am going to do the EMS and the radio frequency back to back, so that then I can remove the ultrasound gel and carry on with my moisturising. What you can also use is your Smart Serum, which you get in the box, but I tend to save this for the moisturise section. So the EMS section of the device looks to tighten and tone the muscles in your face. It also helps to stimulate the blood circulation, so it gives your skin that nice radiant glow. You're going to work in an upward technique again, and this one has levels. You start off at level 1, but it's quite intense, so you be the judge of how high you want to take it. It goes up to a level 5. So around the eye area, for example, you might want to sort of go a bit higher. Around the jowls, if that's an area of concern for you, you might want to take the level up a little bit higher. So the EMS is the third setting on the device. You won't hear any noise. I'm going to take my level up a little bit. But what you will feel is heat, and you may experience a little bit of flashing around the eye area. That is quite normal. So again, you are working in a slow sweeping motion. You will also feel a little bit of a prickle on your skin, and you'll feel your muscles start to contract. Can you see that? I'm going to turn my level up a little bit so that you guys can see it. That is really, really prickly. Can you see my muscle twitching? So this setting is really good for, like I say, lifting the eye, lifting the crow's feet. You can see that. But it is an acquired taste, and it does take some building up to. You do feel a little bit of heat coming through, but not as strong as the cleanse section and the radio frequency. You see that jump? intermittent is the EMS. It's making my eye flicker because I've got it quite high. And then really sort of work it into the apple of your cheek. You can see there how it's making my muscles contract. So that is the EMS setting. Now, if you wanted, you could go back and do a double circuit of that area. So I'm going to turn it back onto EMS and carry on. So as you can see, I've worked just one half of my face, and already you can see a slight lift in my brow here. It looks slightly lifted and slightly smoothed here and slightly more defined. So obviously using this each time will really get that definition and get that lift on your face. So I'm now going to choose the radio frequency element of the facial, and that is the 4th setting in and will glow red. You hold it onto your face again and you will feel heat come through for this. It's important to keep it moving slowly because we want to build the heat up in the skin to get the heat to the skin to that optimum level for the radio frequency to take hold. Radio frequency is really good for helping with tightening, lifting, toning of the face, and it really gives that nice glowy radiance to the skin as well. So again, if you've got areas of concern, make sure you pay particular attention to those areas whilst you're doing this element of the facial. So this is the 4th program setting on the device, and it is just set at 1 level. You can't increase the level on this one. The heat will slowly build up in the device, building a nice gentle heat on the skin. I've still got the ultrasound gel on my skin at the moment. I haven't had to reapply any because you're just using it really for conductivity and for glide. So in this section, the radio frequency section, you could use retinol if you've got a retinol serum like the retinol from Illumia or the one from Image. You can use your ultrasound gel, or you can actually use nothing if your skin has slip and glide already and it's not dragging. Then actually you could do it on bare skin. So again, I'm working out and up, gently pushing the device into my skin to create a little bit of a lift, and coming in a back and forth motion. Now, if jowls is one of your areas of concern, you would just take the device round this area. And if this is the only area that you wish to work, then that's fine. Please ensure that you keep your hand gripped onto the device and that you are touching both sides of the device with your hand, because that is what creates the circuit and allows the device to work. You are the conductivity. So don't be alarmed if your skin goes a little bit pink with this, because it's got heat in it. It is looking to stimulate the collagen and elastin receptors, but also generate heat within the skin to start to make a transformation. So don't be afraid or alarmed if your skin does go a little bit flushed. As long as it doesn't feel too hot, then that is fine. So that completes the radio frequency element of the treatment. So we're going to come on now to the moisturise section of the facial. In your kit, you get something called Smart Meso, and in this is hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. You also get a little syringe and a cap for the top of the serum. So all you do is insert the syringe in there and draw up a small amount of the serum into the syringe. No injectables here, it is just purely a way to distribute the product onto your skin. And then you just detach, and there's your product in the syringe. You would then just apply some of the product over the face using the syringe. You don't need a thick amount, but it's designed to penetrate into the skin and onto the neck area if you wish. I would be tempted, if it were me, I know I'm putting it all on at once here, but do an area at a time so that it doesn't absorb and disappear. After you've performed the radio frequency element and the EMS element of the facial, the device will have some radio frequency gel if that's what you've used. So make sure you just give it a wipe with a damp cotton pad, just to get any residual product off there. So the moisturise setting is setting 2 on the device, and you're just gently going to hold this and work in the same motion again. You will feel heat coming through, and you just work in a semicircular motion all over the face. Again, I'm just concentrating on half of the face, and you will hear the device switch between the 2 settings whilst running the program. You'll get to know the roughly how long each setting takes. The facial itself probably takes about 20 to 30 minutes to fully do. So I tend to do 1 of each cycle on each area. So this moisturise program has radio frequency, which is the heat element, and ion vibration, which is that little buzz that you can hear. So the product's starting to absorb now, so you can see how it's dragging a little bit. So that's why it's better to put the product on as you work in each area, really. Because A, the skin will absorb it, but B, the heat penetrates the product within the skin. Now for this one, you can actually also use, like I say, Ultimate Boost Serum. You can use a moisturiser, ideally of a cosmeceutical grade, just so that you're getting good products pushing into your skin. After all, we want those good results. And if any areas feel still like they've got quite a lot of product on them, go back and work it in with the device. So when you're working on your own face, you might want to try, first of all, doing it just on 1/2, so that you can really sort of see the transformation. So we're now going to come on to the cool element of the facial. You don't need any product on your skin for this, and you just use a stamping technique to work around the face where you've just worked with the other elements of the facial. This just helps to close the pores and pop a little full stop in the facial, so it is the end of the treatment. It seals in all the products that you've popped on your skin and looks to cool and soothe the skin should it feel a little bit stimulated. It's Quite nice for the under eye area because it's quite nice for lymphatic drainage. So if you do suffer with puffiness, dark circles, etc. in that area, then maybe spend a little bit more time in that zone if that is an area of concern for you. And obviously if you were doing this as a full face, you would go over one half and then go over the other half as well. There's no setting adjustment on this in terms of levels. It's just the one program. So that concludes the facial, and I think you can already see that my skin feels so lovely and smooth. I've got a slight lift in my brow here, is much more smooth. I've even got a slight lift here as well. So if you have any more questions about the facial, if you need to know any more information, please feel free to get in touch at hello@equilibriumsilverstone.co.uk, and I can also supply you with replenishment of your ultrasound gel should you need it.